Got it.
Hello and welcome to the NZ Ahead podcast. I'm Liz.
And I'm Brian.
And this week we have got a really special show for you. This is a Liz and Brian show with no guests, talking about the reasons why New Zealand might not be for you.
Yeah, we get a bunch of people that turn around and say, oh, you make it sound so nice and it's the land of milk and honey and it's all this wonderful stuff. And so it got us thinking, didn't it, Liz?
Yeah, it did.
Let's give some reasons, eh?
It did.
It might not be for everybody.
That's right. And to be completely upfront with you, as we always are, it's difficult to do a podcast about something a country that you love so much. But of course, there are loads of things that, well, not loads of things. There are a bunch of things that.
There's 7 things, eh, Liz?
Well, there is actually. That's a good number.
I wouldn't go a bunch. I just say 7 because that's all we talk about is 7, isn't it?
There's 7 things that you just might want to have a think about. And if you're like saying to every one of those, oh, I wouldn't like that, oh no, I couldn't stand that, then maybe New Zealand isn't for you. And that's why we've made this podcast. So it's not a big negative dump of like, oh, the country's rubbish. It's a realistic look because, listen, moving to New Zealand is without a doubt, the biggest thing you will ever do in your life. You're moving, you and your family probably, to the other side of the world. It's expensive, it's emotional, it's life-changing, it's flipping adventurous, it's brilliant, but at the same time, you want to make sure that you've covered all bases, and this podcast will do that for you.
Yeah, you've got to be made of stern stuff because that's what we talk about as well, isn't it?
It is, Bri. You've got to be tough, haven't you, like us?
Yeah,
you don't see anyone tougher than me and Bri.
No.
This program is sponsored this week by our favourite Forex company. If you are transferring currency from one place to the other around the world, then you're going to need a company that you love and trust. And TorFX for us is that company.
Yeah, these guys, you can use different companies, but you tend not to get a manager and you get someone real on the other end of the phone. And when you're sending over a fair bit of money, you really do need to talk to someone because it goes into the ether, as in the banking ether of the world, and it comes out the other side, hopefully. But hey, it's not saying it doesn't, but it's great that you've got someone to talk to just in case. And
that's why we love TorFX. The team over there are based in Australia, but they have offices all around the world. They offer you free advice to start. When you call them, they give you free advice. They are, and like Brian said, most importantly is you are assigned a person to talk to. And I don't know about you, but when we're sending over big amounts of money, certainly when we were sending over big amounts of money from the UK, I wanted to be able to put my hand on the phone and say, I want to talk to someone. This company, we use them. Members of our community use them. We know, we love, we trust them, and we're passing them on to you. So if you want to be transferring currency from one country to another and you're looking for a company that you can trust, that is transparent and that offers great rates, click the link in description and go over and check them out.
Yeah, or you can head over to www.nzahead.com/TorFX.
Okay, so without further ado, let's jump on in and tell you these 7 reasons why New Zealand might not be for you.
Got it.
Welcome to the NZ Ahead podcast. Everything you need to know about moving to and living in New Zealand.
There's a whole world here.
So nice to be with you again.
We call it Aotearoa around here, bro.
You'll be right.
We are your hosts, Liz and Brian.
Amazing New Zealand in the southern seas.
See, that's where I belong. That's home.
Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Liz.
And I'm Brian.
And we're back this week to talk to you about 7 reasons why New Zealand might not be for you.
Yes.
We've been living here 15 years. The reason we've never done this video is because my friend Jen from 1,000 Words did a fantastic video covering all about this, but that was years ago. And we decided, she's no longer on YouTube, we decided to give you an update.
Yeah, and Jen only lives about 30k away.
Yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it?
If you don't know us, we're Liz and Brian, husband and wife, and we moved from the UK 15 years ago to start a new life in New Zealand. And we come onto YouTube and talk all about how wonderful, usually, New Zealand is and life in New Zealand and everything that's going on for us. We have quite a few people contact us and say, come on, it can't be all that good. Well, to us, it is. We love it.
Yes.
But no, you're right. It isn't all that good. And we thought we'd come on here to just warn you of 7 reasons why New Zealand might not be the place for you.
Yeah. When you say it's not all that good, do you mean like
I'm going to give you
it's
7
not really that good?
reasons.
You've been lying all this time?
No. I'm going to give you 7.
Right.
We're talking about 7 things. Do you
Okay.
know what? What's good for us might not be good for you. And I think that's the
Exactly.
point. When I say
Yeah.
it's not good,
Yeah.
it might not be good for you.
Which do you think's the most important?
The most important point that we're going to talk about in this show is number 7, obviously, because it's at the end of the show. We don't want you to click off.
Don't switch off yet.
But no, seriously, number 7 is the
Yeah.
most important one of all. But that's just a little teaser for you.
Okay,
So
let's jump in.
jump
eh?
on in.
Yeah.
So number 1, why New Zealand might not be for you. And this one says it all, actually. We could just close the show here.
I think you could, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Because it encompasses everything. That
It
was a big
does.
word for the start of the show, encompass.
Yeah.
That
What's
vocal
number-
zone worked.
Number one, why it won't be for you. It's not the same.
And it's not.
It's not
You know?
the same. It's not the same as South Africa. It's not the same as the USA. It's not the same as Canada. And it's not the same as the UK or Europe.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Yeah. The thing is a lot of people think, oh, straight off the bat, well, they speak English. You know, the majority of the language is English.
Yeah.
You know, and so you're going to come here and think, okay, straight off the bat, you're going to get on.
Yeah.
Because, hey, they just speak English. It's the same when I lived in the UK. You'd meet Americans thinking, oh, they're going to be the same. So you're going to have a laugh. It's just like it is in the movies. And you meet them and you realise you're completely different people.
You know what? If you were moving from, let's just say you were moving from England to France, then yes, it's going to be a massive difference because you don't speak the language. The French just eat food all the time. They
Yeah.
take massive long lunch breaks. You know, it's different. But when you move to New Zealand, just talking on a personal experience here, remember everything we say is our own personal experience.
Yeah.
So just be clear about that. We thought, oh, well, they speak English. Like Bryce said, they speak English.
They drive on the same side
Yeah.
as the road as the UK?
Yeah.
The proper side of the road?
We know loads of people who went. You know, my sister lives there. It'd just be like Little England. It'll just be fine. It'll just be a different version of England. And it really, really couldn't be further from the truth.
I know. Yeah.
It really couldn't.
Just a whole load of things. That's what we're going to talk about in the other stuff. But, you know, just from architecture to the road signs to just even the way a supermarket's set out and
Yeah.
stuff. It's getting similar. But, you know, in the 15 years, I've seen a
But
lot
you
of
don't want
change.
it to be similar.
But that's why
That's the whole point.
That's why you wanted to do something different.
Yes.
You know?
You've moved
An
to New
adventure.
Zealand to move to New Zealand. You're not
Yep.
moving to New Zealand so it reminds you of home.
No.
It's as simple as
Yeah,
that.
pubs
It's
are
completely different.
Everything's different. People are different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, talking about that. Number 2,
Yep.
reason why New Zealand might not be for you is because it's a bit of a culture shock. In fact, not a bit of a culture shock, it's a massive
It's a huge culture
shock.
and history shock.
That's it. That's
you
the
know,
one.
that's the two things that make up culture is normally history and culture. Yes, yeah. We've got the Maori culture, which is steeped in tradition and everything else. But, you know, they tended to live in the bush and stuff and didn't have these huge towns and settlements like medieval Europe. You know?
I think if you're coming to New Zealand and, you know, we have got history here, like Bryce said, we've got the Māori history, but we haven't got castles. We haven't got those little quaint streets that you can walk down. We
Yeah.
haven't got, you know, just the cobblestone roof, you know, the little just thatch roofs
Tudor
and all the
buildings,
Tudor
all that
buildings.
sort of
and
stuff and
it's just
everything.
not here. And
Yeah.
to some people, including myself, that was like a massive loss. It was,
Yeah.
oh, but what can I go and see? What is there to dig my roots into? We're going to talk about the roots and trade-offs
Yeah.
later in the episode. But yeah, just be aware of that. If you're a big history buff,
It is. It's
a shock,
huge. You know,
you know.
you can go to the South Island, you go to Oamaru, and you've got a really small street with some Georgian-style buildings built in like the white stone down there, which is like a bath stone in the UK. And it was like, oh, wow, I didn't realise this was here. Dunedin, it's got a lot of history and culture in that
Yeah.
side of it, the European side of stuff. But, you know, New Zealand is a huge melting pot now of Asian, European and American culture, isn't it? You know, so it's so diverse, you can't put your finger on one point, but it's not ancient culture-y things, if that's what you come in for,
Yeah.
and you go, oh, I'm going to miss that, well, stay. You have to stay where you are if you're going to miss that sort of stuff.
Just
I
something-
miss it, but it's
something to bear in
hey,
mind.
the trade-off is huge.
Yes, and we are going to talk about the trade-off in a minute. So number 3, this is actually, I wasn't going to say this one because at first when I read this, it was a comment someone wrote on our YouTube channel, and when I read it, I thought I got a bit, I was a bit offended, it's like, no, that's not true. And then I read it again, and I thought, actually, it's right,
Yep.
and I'm going to mention it on this episode.
Yeah.
So number 3. Reason New Zealand might not be for you is don't come to New Zealand if you're soft. And I don't want to do those air quotes because that's really annoying, but I want to do that because I don't quite know what this guy was implying when he said soft. But I think I do know what it means when people say don't come to New Zealand if you're soft. And before I jump in and let you talk, I just want to just say my reason. I think what you meant by that comment is New Zealand was built on bloody hard work and toughness and just getting on with it and grit and just it was built on blood and sweat and tears and sacrifices and all that thing. And to come over here and be like, oh, just give it to me, just give me what I want. I'm privileged. I deserve this. No, that's not going to work for you.
Yeah.
It really isn't. And I get what that comment meant now. It does mean that. I know it sounds a little bit offensive. Don't come here if you're soft, but it doesn't mean that. It just means you've got to be willing to put the work in.
Yeah.
You really have.
And you've got to put it in because, you can come here, you hear the word entitled these days, like, it's like, well, I'm this and I'm that. And it's like, I've got money. It's not about that. It's not, it's, people do come down here, the film stars, they buy places down in Central Otago and Queenstown and stuff like that because it's a little safe boat hole for them and stuff. But they're few and far between. But the majority of people that want to emigrate to New Zealand, you've got to have a little bit of pioneer in you, haven't you?
You know you have because you know how hard it is to emigrate here.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. It isn't easy to get into New Zealand. So hopefully you know this already, because if you're willing to go through all that paperwork, all that cost, all that heart-wrenching of leaving your family, making those massive decisions.
Being slightly alone.
You're halfway there.
Yeah.
You're halfway there because you're a toughie anyway.
Yeah.
So, but just remember that when you get here, it doesn't end. You still have to keep that fighting spirit and keep that strength going in you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to find it a little bit
And realise it's going to be tough at times.
Yeah.
And that you've got to be resilient. That's what that softness means, is just being resilient and giving it what for, give as good as you get, sort of thing, and just don't think, oh, this is not for me, I'm giving up.
Number 4 of reasons why New Zealand might not be for you. And again, this is a bit of a sensitive one. It's not one of the ones that you normally hear when you hear these kind of videos being made, but I think it's an important one. And we discussed this earlier and Brian was like, oh, I don't know if you should say that, but it's important. And I think that you should know it. Is if you have problems with, let's just say you've got marriage problems or, there's something going on in your life that isn't right, or you think but that by moving to New Zealand, it will fix it. From what we've seen with the people that we've known, like we know 4 couples who have moved to New Zealand and got a divorce. Before I tell you what happened to those 4 couples that got divorced, I just want to say that someone else said, if you don't like bacon in your own country, you're not going to like bacon in New Zealand. And I thought that was probably a nicer way to say it, a more gentler way to say it, a way of saying that New Zealand isn't going to fix your problems. It's not going to fix what's broken.
Yeah.
It can make everything seem easier, maybe, when you're here.
Well, it's different. You can use it as an excuse that, if we move to New Zealand, we're going to be happy. We're going to be this. We're going to have the same stress. We won't have that. Some of those things, might just work for you. But sometimes you just got to talk to each other and go, are we moving there because our relationship is not as strong as what it should be?
Yeah.
And so you've got to fix that before you come, because it's going to be hard for you when you come over. Just that initial shock of arriving in a new country thinking, I've sold everything and I'm here. And so you're going to be under stress just those first few months that you're here. You know, even the first year is going to be tough.
I was going to say, it does. It's going to take its toll. It really does take its toll on your marriage. Let me tell you that.
So you need that strong relationship is what you're saying, don't you?
We have got a strong relationship, but we had some blazing rows because you get here and all of a sudden you just feel like one goes off to work, the other one doesn't know what to do. And it's just, anyway, that's a whole different video. But what I'm saying is just be aware that the things that are broken or you're not happy with where you are now aren't necessarily going to be fixed if you come to New Zealand. I just want to say as well that the four couples that did divorce, all of them stayed in New Zealand and went on to have happy separate lives with new partners. Yeah. So that was interesting, but it wasn't right for them as a couple. And I know that sounds really sad, and I'm sorry if you are going through problems and you think, oh, moving to New Zealand will fix that.
Well, just work on it now before you get here, because it does get tough when you first get here, but
Actually, let me just tell you a story. This will make you feel a bit better. This is our example of fixing something and it didn't. So back in the UK, actually, I don't even know why I'm saying back in the UK because we still like it, and that's the point. Before we moved to New Zealand, let's say that, we were living in England, just the most sarcastic, negative sort of like,
just anything. Typical Brit.
We are your typical Brits. We love sarcasm, and we love like
having a dig at everyone else.
The biggest dig.
It's not my fault.
Yeah,
it's him.
Exactly. And you know, with your family, you're just always having a little bit of a nip and a bit of a sarcastic. Anyway, I remember sitting at the table. We were about 6 weeks out coming to New Zealand. We were going to be leaving in about 6 weeks. I was sitting at our table in Bath in England. And I remember saying to you, when we get to New Zealand, the sarcasm stops. I hate sarcasm. It's the lowest form of wit. I don't like being sarcastic. I'm going to be a new person. And do you remember?
I can remember saying that. Yeah.
And we were like, yeah, we will. When we get there, we'll just be really different.
I'll be different.
Yeah. We're not. We're just still us. We're just living in New Zealand with sarcasm now.
I know what to talk to because you don't find it funny.
So, do you know, it's just a little example of a reminder that, like that guy said, if you don't like the bacon if you're moaning about the bacon in this country, you're going to moan about it in that country. It follows you. It comes with you.
And that same thing, I had a guy once said to me, what are you moving to New Zealand for? It's no different over there than what it is here. You know, if you're looking for happiness, you can find it here. And it was like, no, that's not what we're doing. We're doing it for an adventure.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing.
Of course
that
it
isn't.
is.
Yeah. This is just for things that are broken.
Yeah.
Number 5 of the reasons why New Zealand might not be for you. It's the trade-off. You can't get Amazon Prime for a start. Let's use that for an example.
Well, that's a big thing. People, you know, you're in the UK, you've got Amazon Prime, you can get deliveries the same day, you can get it within a few hours, sometimes the next day guaranteed.
Be bliss that,
do you know what? Yeah, what it would be sometimes, because you see the stuff on Amazon, there's everything, isn't there?
Yep.
Everything. Now here, it just doesn't really, there's Amazon Prime, you can watch videos. That's about it, like, you know, and you can get shit shipped from the likes of the USA.
The USA.
Do you know, it's easier to ship from the USA than what it is from Australia. Everyone think, oh, shipping from Australia would be a piece of cake. Nobody wants to deliver to New Zealand in Australia. Very rare do you get stuff shipped.
We're having such problems at the moment with our olive oil.
Yeah, it takes so long, but I can get it shipped within a week from the USA. But hey, you've got to pay for shipping.
Yeah.
You know, even if you've got Amazon Prime, you know, yes, you can do it and there's all ways of getting around it, but it's about how quick you're going to get it. So that is a big trade-off. The shops are the same. They might not have the thing in stock. So it's always hit and miss. You've got to check each time before you go somewhere. Have they got it in stock? And when we first came here, they didn't have the same online stuff as what we have now. Turn up at the shop and it's gone. There's nothing there, you know, that you need. And that's a big, big thing. If you want something now, then don't think about it, that when you get here, you're going to have to wait. You know, you might have to wait a week or 2 weeks. It might have to come from AliExpress in China because, you know, I'm not paying $500 for that when I can get it from $100 from there. And it's the same thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So just be aware that when you come here, it's an island in the Pacific, in the Southern Pacific, away from everywhere.
Yeah.
So it is here. You just have to search it or you have to wait for it.
Well, Amazon Prime isn't here.
Amazon
You
Prime
can't
is
get
not here.
that.
No,
Yeah, if
no.
you want things now, then again, and you know, I'm talking to you like this, and I'm aware that if you're in our community, if you're in our private NZ Ahead community on our Slack group, you know all this because we tell you, you've got millions of channels and everyone's talking and everyone tells you this stuff. But again, do your research. You know, if you're not in our community and you are moving to New Zealand, do your research because you don't want to be getting over here and thinking, hang on a minute, are you joking, aren't you?
Yeah.
I can't order that and have it tomorrow. Well, what's that all about? Just do your research before you come. And before we move on from this subject as well, this one, I just want to say that, again, New Zealand offers massive trade-offs for this sort of thing, okay?
Yeah.
No, you're not going to be able to get your Amazon Prime. No, you're not going to be able to get Uber flipping Eats. And
Everywhere.
you
You
can
can-
get Eats,
it-
but
yeah,
I'm just
but-
saying we can't here where we live.
we're
we
rural.
can't get it.
Yeah.
But you know what? We get to walk in the bush. We get to go to rainforest. We get to look at the sky and see all the light,
You've
all
got
the
to get
stars.
up your arse.
Yeah, you've just. There is so bigger a trade-off than being able to just order stuff off Amazon and have it here the next day.
Yeah.
You've got to realise that before you come to New Zealand, and you've got to want that so much because when you know that that's what you're going to get, you don't care about the Amazon stuff. It's like, it's a bit of an inconvenience, but there's a massive trade-off. It's just so much better.
It's a huge trade-off.
Okay, number 6 of reasons why New Zealand might not be for you, and this is no secret at all. It's isolated. We're a long way from everywhere else in the world.
Yes, and that's what we were saying.
Personally,
wasn't
that's
it?
why
Yes.
we moved here.
Yes.
But there you go. Moving on.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but that's true, isn't it? Like, you know, and does that go back to because I was there? That comes back to
The time difference.
The time difference. It's
Yeah.
huge, isn't it?
Seriously.
Like, you know?
Yeah, that is. It's not so much for the US.
Part of the US, like California, is not too bad because you know my son is Sunny is in Las Vegas at the moment, and I was talking to him at midday, and it was what 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So that's kind of okay because you're still on the same. They're a day behind, but it feels like you're in the same day.
Yeah.
You know, because it doesn't really matter what date it is. But the UK, it's morning, night, and it's nothing in between.
Just be aware of that. UK and
Yeah.
Europe, it's hard. It really is hard, and you've got to be aware of it, especially if you're going through tough times and you want your family and you want some reassurance and you're phoning them up in the morning and they're just about to go to bed or vice versa. It's flipping tough. It really is. But you will know that before you come here. But just be aware of it that it's...
Time difference can be hard,
it's a
especially
toughie,
in the likes of Central Europe. That can be pretty tough, like you know, because it's like the morning. There's no chance. It's just it's just hard, and you've got to be aware of that, like you know.
Right, number 7 and the final one, and this is one we promised you, and this I think is probably the most important one, or one of the most important ones. Number 7, reasons why New Zealand might not be for you is if status is important to you. If you're one of these people that like to be recognized as the big boss and I've got this and I've got this fancy this and I've got that and my job is this, New Zealand might not be the place for you.
Yeah, it's yes. I mean, some people, they might have like a big ego where it's like I've worked hard for this, and you know, this is my status in life, and I've done the last 10 years doing this to get to this point. And you're going to come to New Zealand and they're going to not so much knock you back, but you're going to have to start again at a lower point. You might get taken on at the same, but even it won't be quite the same as what you were over there. Even coming over as a tradie, you know, I was an electrician, plumber, heating, gas, certified in the UK for all of that stuff. Come here, nothing. I couldn't transfer my qualifications over here. I still had to go and take exams and do things again and work my way. It took me 3 years just to get back to being certified again. You know, so 3 years of hard work, you know, from everything. And it's the same. I know pilots that have come over here, you know, captains, and they come to get a job here in New Zealand. It's like, well, you're going to go back to flying propeller planes, you know, a short distance, and you've got to work your way back up. And they're just like, no, I can't do it.
Yeah. That's exactly right. And I think, like you say, if you haven't watched Brian's video of being a plumber in New Zealand, he went from owning his own company, you know, employing people, to coming over here, jumping in septic tanks and cleaning out poo, basically.
Yeah, and putting drains and digging ditches and stuff.
But if you want to live here and you want to, if that's what's important to you, then that goes back to what we were saying earlier in the show. You have to be prepared to go back to starting at the bottom.
Yeah.
And like you said, you know, we've got, you know, the friend with the pilot, he's just not willing to do it. It's like, no, I'm not. And I understand
I don't blame him to a degree.
It, yeah.
You know, if I'm earning so much more money over here, but
yeah.
that's the trade-off. Again, it comes back to trade-off, doesn't it? Like,
yeah.
You know, it's
yeah.
a lifestyle. It's, you know, the majority of New Zealand, you're not going to be sitting for hours, like hundreds of hours a year in your car, waiting to get somewhere.
Yeah.
Because there just isn't the people here, you know?
Yeah. And, you know, again, going back to that thing of like, if you're the boss, if you're the head of the company, and I don't want you to think that, oh, I can't come to New Zealand and get ahead, because there are thousands of people here that's doing really,
plenty
really
of millionaires
well.
and billionaires in New Zealand. You know, lots of people make money.
There are.
Yeah, and vice versa.
And again, this is us talking personally. If you don't know us and you don't know our history, we came from Bath in England, which is a very affluent, wealthy area where status matters. You know, like, it matters what your postcode is. It matters where your child goes to school. It matters how you pronounce certain words. It mattered. And coming over here was a bloody breath of fresh air, I tell you, because it was just like, oh, thank God. People just love you for who you are. They want to know you for who you are. They don't care whether you're the head of the company or if you're driving a Rolls Royce. They don't care about that. It's just like, who are you? What's your family? What do you love to do? What's your core? And that is what New Zealand is. So, like I say, if you are one of those people that like, wait till they hear about this, then wait till you hear about how much I made last year, they don't care. You know,
they don't.
Don't worry about it, because it's not going to matter. So
No, I mean, things have changed in 15 years. You know, when I came over as a skilled migrant, you could work for minimum wage and they would still let you in the country. Now, with the immigration rules and things like that, it's changed. So, you know, I can't remember what it is, but it's over $70,000 or something like that. As a skilled migrant, you've got to be earning that sort of money.
Yeah.
You know, so the company's got to be giving you a lot more than minimum wage, and that's what's changed, doesn't it, in the last few years, like, you know.
So there they are. There are our 7 points of why New Zealand might not be for you. And we say this with all the love in our heart to you.
Yes,
You know, we would never want to discourage or dampen anyone's dreams. Never, ever. But at the same time, like you were about to say, we wouldn't be doing our job if we were sitting here saying, oh, everything's wonderful, everything's brilliant, your life is going to be amazing when you get to New Zealand. Just bear in mind those 7 things we just told you. And let me tell you this, you know, if you've watched this show, you know how I feel about New Zealand, how we both feel. New Zealand will give you back tenfold, absolutely tenfold, if you take New Zealand for what it is. Okay? Just remember that you're coming to New Zealand for New Zealand. That's it. New Zealand is a one in a million. It's one on its own. And you've got to remember that. Let it give back to you.
Bring your skill here and it will give back to you, you know, because you're bringing something that's needed. You know, it really, really is.
Okay, rant over. That was a very passionate speech.
Yeah, and the sun's come back out now.
Thank you so much for joining us. As ever, we want to thank you for giving us your time. We know there are thousands and millions and billions of channels that you could be watching. And if you are still here watching us, we thank you, we love you, we appreciate you. So until next time, we will speak to you soon.
Yeah, so kia kaha, stay strong, and that's in your mind and in your body. That's stay strong. Kia u, stay true to yourself, and hopefully, one day we'll see you here in New Zealand.
Okay, bye.
See you now. Bye.
Thank you so much for joining us on the podcast this week. We have loved having you here with us.
If you love this week's show, please share this with your friends. Send it to anybody you know that wants to think about moving to New Zealand, and get on over here yourself.
And tell them how brilliant it is as well. And also, if you haven't signed up for our free 5-day video guide showing you what life is really like in New Zealand, then go over to the website and sign up. You are missing out. This is brilliant. Go over to www.nzahead/free and we will send you 5 days worth of videos about what life is like in New Zealand. You are going to love it. So one more time, that website that you need to sign up for the free 5-day guide is www.nzahead/free. So we're going to see you next week. Until then, have a great week and we'll speak to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Say bye, girl. Bye.
Bye.